Hodge.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Nintendo Hodge's Road to 600. Funny thing, I was at work today with a little bit of downtime, and I was going through all of the NES titles and just kind of looking through prices and things like that. And I'm calling this the Road to 600 because the cost of some of the end games of the 677 license are very expensive. And of course, when I did the math, anything under $100 ends at the 600. Of course, this is rough estimate. This is going by like Game Value Now. So it's literally $100 and under is to get to per game to get to 600, and then once you above that, those games are $100 plus. So it's kind of funny how that worked out. Anyways, in the video today, we're going to go over some more ads into the Road to 600. And we're adding 10 games, so we're going from 231 to 240. Very, very close to the 250 mark, so it shouldn't be that much longer if I keep up at this pace. Marathon, not a race, so I better slow myself down. I gotta pace myself here, so let's go through everything that I grabbed. So the first pickup I got was actually a lot. I think it was about 6 NES games. I only needed one of the 6, but it was a price I couldn't refuse. For $25, I got it was like 1942, Dr. Mario, Silent Service, what were the other ones? Hoops. There was another one, and then one game that I needed for my collection, and that is Bo Jackson's Baseball. So this game basically will cost me $0 because I'll flip the other ones and make my money back, if not a little bit more. The guy knew they were cheap price when he sold them off, but he said, hey, I just looking to offload them. And he actually know who I was, and I knew who he was, so it was kind of worked out in the end that way. So yeah, Bo Jackson's Baseball. This one was okay. It's not your typical baseball games, like you select from 4 different pitches or 4 different batting types when you're up to bat. I did find it hard to connect with the ball. I only got a couple hits when I was given a test run, but it's unique. It's not your typical baseball game. Now, all of the rest here, I took a bunch of stuff, well, not a bunch, but some higher end PS3 games I had and a couple other games, and I traded them in to Bobby over at Retro Chase Games. So Bobby's Shoutout here, Retro Chase Games, and Barrie. Make sure you go and check them out. Tell them Chris Nintendo Hodge sent you. Maybe he'll give you a discount. But there's his address there. He's in Barrie on Marcellus Drive, but it's 3-2 Marcellus Drive in Barrie, Ontario. So go check out Bobby. And thank you, Bobby, for what we're going to go through here. Just flip these upside down. So we'll go through the lower end stuff first and then get to the higher end stuff. Nothing major high in there, but a copy of Win, Lose, or Draw. Yeah, it's basically Pictionary. I don't remember this game show growing up. Probably was before my time. But yeah, it's basically Pictionary. It looks like you have to play 2 players. I tried just play by myself, and then the second player, the timer just counts down. So I think you need 2 players to do it. Pretty basic, but kind of neat. Next is Rad Racer. Not a huge fan of racing games, but I mean, it's one of the probably first racing games on the NES, and yeah, it's okay. It's the best parts when you hit something or hit an edge and your car does the super duper flip. Next we have Goal. This is actually lots of fun. My thumb was super sore playing this game. I got to get my fingers back into shape playing NES games. I don't know why. I'm not a big fan of soccer or football, whatever you want to call it. But to play it, like in a video game, I love it. International Superstar Soccer 64 on the N64 is one of my favorites. But this one was actually pretty decent and lots of fun. Next, we have 2 types of games that are the same, and they're going to be back-to-back here. The first one is Cabal. So these are those, it's almost like an arcade-style game where you're walking left to right, and you use your shooter to shoot the stuff on the screen. So this one and the next one are the same style of games. There's lots of fun. One of them was more difficult than the other. I can't remember what, But as arcade games, tons of continues and lots of lives to just keep playing through them. They're obviously more fun if you were to play 2 players. Next, of course, sticking with that theme, you probably already guessed it, but Operation Wolf. I think I prefer Operation Wolf over Cabal, and maybe that's why this is the easier one. I can't remember, like I said, which one's easier or difficult. This is the title one, the other one's Milton Bradley. But lots of fun, lots of fun. Next, I have not participated in any of these challenges, but if you're part of the Cartridge Club and you follow Matt Bandy or Duke Retro Nonsense on Twitter, they do the Beat the Bandy challenge. So this was part of that a while back, and that's Kung Fu. Fun game, black box game, another one in the set. So I actually should go through and see how many more black boxes I need to complete the set. That'd be kind of a neat little subset to complete. But yeah, Kung Fu, fun game. And getting into some not better stuff, but still, well, it's good stuff. It's NES. It's all good. Don't have a lot of experience with this one. I have more experience with the other one, but this is Bugs Bunny's Birthday Blowout. I have more experience with Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle, and I actually already own that because that's the one I remember from my childhood. But this one's still fun. Basically, platformer with Bugs Bunny, and you use your mallet to kill the enemies. So controls are pretty decent on this one. Pretty tight. Now, on the other hand, the next game I'm going to show you, the controls are horrible. I don't know if anybody will guess what that is, but this is Kid Cool. And let me put my old man eyes on here. And the quest for the 7 Wonder Herbs. The controls on this, and thank you, Ryan Sutherland, for giving me your copy, or giving it to Bobby and then giving it to me. But the controls on this are so slippery. And I was reading in the Pat the NES Punk's NES book. I think they gave it a 1.5 star out of 5 rating. But it's a speed dynamic, kind of like what Sonic the Hedgehog is, where you gotta constantly run fast. But because the controls are so slippery and there's some platforming, it's really tricky to do. And like at the first level, I died in the very first part, like, I don't know, 5-10 times, like trying to continue on. And like when you're on a platform, you're done if you have to jump any further, because the second you jump in the air, you can't move when you're in the air. It just freezes and you drop like a brick. So you got to keep moving, but then there's small platforms. It makes it really tricky. I don't know. It could have been a cool game, cool title, but the level design and the platform. Oh yeah, and the level design too. So I don't know why, but it's like MC Kids. So when you jump up to the next screen, it does that whole shift up and back down. When you fall back down, it does that weird shifting when you switch screens. So do not like that. And the last one on the list, this one was the most expensive one. Not that it's in a very expensive game, and I can't wait to try this. 2 players. Honestly, I've heard of this before, but I wasn't sure what it was all about. Everybody that's watching this video, or not everybody, but I bet you a lot of you already know this, and it's Silkworm. So this is one where you either play as a tank or a helicopter, and it's a horizontal shooter, left to right. And if you're helicopter, fly up and down in the air, and you can actually change the angle of what you're shooting. If you hold, I think it's the B button, switches the angle, so the helicopter goes like this way or that way. And then when you're the Jeep, if you press, I think it's up, your gun moves left to right, so you can shoot straight up or on an angle. Like I said, it would be a lot more fun playing 2 players. The difficulty single player is pretty tough. I've made it to the end boss a bunch of times just testing it out, but was never able to beat it. So yeah, lots of fun still. Good one to have in a collection. I think it had a really high rating in Pat's book. I think it was like 4 stars, maybe 3.5, 4 stars. It was pretty high. It might have even been 4.5, but yeah, awesome. So yeah, adding in 10 more games. This is awesome. Just got the thumbnail there, sorry. Big thanks to Bobby again for the trades. Retro Chase Games, make sure you go check him out, guys. This is not a paid promotion. I like Bobby, and I'm hoping he does well. The store's only been open for a little while, and I've given him lots of business just myself. So 10 more games that I get to go put up on the shelf. I'm going to have to see about expanding my shelves soon. Might have to find a new location for my Super Nintendo games. I already had to move the N64 stuff, but yes. All right, everybody. that's it for NES's or Hodge's NES Road to 600, and we will see everybody in the next video.